Quiet, quiet. Our lecture will resume shortly. Please take your seats in a timely fashion. We have so much to talk about today. It's best to keep your eyes and mind attentive. You're all in for a ride. The mind of cookies can be quite a complex topic to understand. How and why are cookies baked? What is their purpose? Everything is up to our interpretation. Such a wonderful poem. What do you think is the message of this one? I can't just reveal the answer immediately. There's always room for corrections, for that is the way to the truth. The Truthless Recluse really is an enigmatic being. Myths say that he's the gatekeeper of the truth. Sitting at the edge of the peak of truth, he idles alone with his despairful thoughts. I have several hypotheses about how he became the cookie he is today, but without confirmation, it'll be mere theories at the end. I wonder, will you perceive one of these as the truth?
The Sage of Truth is such an amazing cookie. I wonder where he comes from.
Now that I think about it, he just randomly showed up here and started teaching the common folk.
Maybe he's just an ordinary professor. If he is one, why isn't he at a renowned university or school?
Oh, maybe he's an archivist, like a mysterious librarian of sorts.
He does carry a lot of books with him.
Getting sidetracked now, are we? What seems to be the discussion here?
It's the Sage of Truth. We were wondering about your origins. Where did you exactly come from, O great sage?
I hail from a peak so tall and narrow it pierced the firmament itself.
What does that mean?
He's probably referring to the Peak of Truth. Another ambiguous message of his. I think it's best not to pry about himself.
Thank you for your answer, great sage. We're sorry for interrupting your lesson.
Not a big deal. I'm always free to offer an answer. I'm afraid it's now time for the denouement of this lecture. Take a rest, but never stop pursuing the truth.
The sky suddenly turned red!
And that black smog over there! We need to run!
What's with the sudden conundrum here? At this point, cookies would be too panicked to stay in the square. Greetings, Wanderer. What brings you to our town square at this hour? I don't believe I've seen you here before, my friend. Alas, today's lecture is over. Care to come back on the morrow?
Stop teaching about the truth.
Why must I?
How ignorant of you.
I finally recognize you. If it isn't the Truthless Recluse himself, to what do I owe such a pleasure? It is said that the Truthless Recluse never descends from the peak of truth. How may this humble scholar be of service to you?
Stop pretending. You know all too well that there is nothing at the peak of truth.
Eureka! At last, the answer to the age-old question is found. Why the recluse never leaves his beloved peak vacant. Why every cookie who neared true enlightenment was inevitably pushed back from the ascension they so craved. All this time, my best hypothesis was that the peak of truth had been seized for good by some petty curmudgeon. Do you mean to say you sought only to protect seekers from disappointment?
I too once made the same mistake, and for that faced despair upon the peak. There was no truth expecting me, no truth to save us all. And I cursed myself hundreds, thousands of times over for my folly. If you're continuing to pursue such burden, why do you persist?
Ignorance will only bring more complications to your understanding of the truth. Cookies are created to discover it by their own. Whether it is painful or acceptable, the truth sets us free from the burden of prolonged misunderstanding and hopelessness. Alas, the truth is imperfect by design, and yet one must not turn away from the light of one's own truth. Not not unlike yourself whose truth is to protect others from anguish.
May you wake up from your delusion one day.
Someday, you'll face the enlightenment that you have lost, Truthless Recluse.